Hello guys, welcome back to our anime explainer. Guys, please like the video and subscribe to my channel. Today is explanation of Swallowed Star original continent based on novel. So let's start. Sector Beast Morosa was stood in the endless chaos space. The godly power previously emanating from his body had dissipated. Instead, the godly power had been replaced by waves upon waves of wicked black air. The waves of black air surrounded Sector Beast Morosa. Sector Beast Morosa was the center. There were traces of black light flowing around the sector, forming traces of curves, rushing toward the miniature universe in front of him. From the Sector Beast, traces of light mixed with black light shot out. They curved, extending toward the entire miniature universe. Originally, the previous traces of light were all visible. However, when they extended more than 100 million light-years long, they all gradually blurred and even disappeared, as if they had integrated with the space around them. Sector Beast Morosa's body trembled, and it closed its eyes, looking satisfied. Traces of gleaming light was swiftly transmitted from 100 million light-years away along those curves and merged with the point of origin, Sector Beast Morosa. Ah, this is what the universe origin tastes like. So delicious. Sector Beast Morosa was thrilled. If Bei Di knew, it would rush here immediately. There are only a limited number of miniature universes, so it'll only take a short while to swallow them all. They'll definitely have time to go back to the nest. I'm so wise. I can't let them know about his. Otherwise, I'll have to share with them. Sector Beast Morosa was swallowing the miniature universe recklessly, and the colors of the light were more various than rainbows. They were all transmitted to the body of Sector Beast Morosa from 100 million light-years away. Swallow. 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 It kept swallowing the miniature universe. Morosa hated the fact that he was so weak. If he was able to swallow all the other Sector Beasts and become the last remaining king, it would be much faster than swallowing these miniature universes. That way. Firefly True Master turned around his head, looking to a direction, as if he could see the outside of the universe. Come in, all universe masters. Firefly Master yelled. His voice echoed in the ears of all universe masters from the Firefly race, and they all rushed toward the ancestral palace either by transportation or teleportation. After less than 10 seconds, all the universe masters had arrived, and they flew toward the palace. All the universe masters flew in. Ancestor. All 13 universe masters were respectful. They were the 13 universe masters who had entered the world of Jinn and had been through training in the world of Jinn. They had all left their original bodies or avatars in the small universe. At the start, all 13 universe masters had entered the world of Jinn, following most of the other powers in Universe Ocean, but by now, most of them had left. You must all know about Sector Beasts. Firefly True Master looked down. The universe masters from the Firefly race, who were standing in the palace, were all looking at each other. I don't have time to elaborate, but I suspect that the Sector Beasts have come out, and one of them is right outside the miniature universe of our race. It's devouring the origin of my miniature universe, said Firefly True Master anxiously. The news horrified all the universe masters. Firefly True Master gave a direct order. Control Dark, you have an energy body, and you're not afraid of soul attacks. Now, you send your body out of the miniature universe, and I'll escort you to the universe membrane. When you get there, you can just follow the direction I give you and teleport out. Inspect what is happening carefully. This concerns the fate of our race, so you must be careful. Okay, answered Control Dark Master, who stood down there. I am prepared to die trying. The other body of Control Dark Master, who was living elsewhere, was transported outside the universe membrane by Firefly True Master. That was where Firefly True Master sensed the strange energies coming from. Control Dark Master, who was dark with 2 purple antennae and covered with a shell, went out of the universe membrane, looking at the endless space outside. It then flew in a straight line along the direction specified by Firefly True Master. He teleported and inspected the area carefully. He teleported again and again, inspecting his surroundings again and again. Though there were many curves, The chaos space was massive and filled with chaos air, so it was impossible to see clearly over a long distance. I have a very strange feeling about this. Control Dark Master kept teleporting. He felt like he was being suffocated, as if he were entering another dark world. Little did he know that Sector Beast Morosa was performing its inherited techniques, and swallowing the origin, and the area around the Sector Beast was terrifying and suppressive. That direction. The stronger it got, the more easily Control Dark Master could decide on the direction. Finally, Control Dark Master, who was tiny and dark, showed up in out of nowhere. He looked in front of him and was able to see the curves connecting, all pointing toward the same spot. Each curve was gleaming, and all the bright light entered a common point. That is, Control Dark Master saw the spot in the distance. It was a towering, golden creature in humanoid form. It had a tail, and it was looking toward Control Dark Master with its bloody eyes. Fragile but delicious food, the creature said as it spotted Control Dark Master. Control Dark Master immediately confirmed, Ancestor is sensing the whole thing correctly. It is indeed swallowing the origin. It must be a Sector Beast. Control Dark Master wasn't afraid at all, as he had already prepared to die when he had decided to come here. Even if he lost this body, the greatest loss he could suffer was some energy. Suddenly, a black curve of light arrived and covered Control Dark Master. A powerful swallowing force penetrated Control Dark Master. No. Control Dark Master immediately burned his godly power, and performed the first level of godly power burning technique. However, it was completely swallowed after only a few seconds. It's only a Universe Master, and it is too weak, said Sector Beast's Morosa. That so-called strongest great being in Universe Ocean, Milky Way Horde Leader, is also only a Universe Master. Even if is 100 times, or even 1,000 times stronger than this one, I can also kill him instantly. Perhaps the great beings in Universe Ocean are weaker than I thought. Sector Beast Morosa's eyes were gleaming with madness and greed. Inside the ancestral palace of the miniature universe. Ancestor, it's indeed a Sector Beast at the end of your directions, said Control Dark Master. The Sector Beast is enormous and has a tail. There are traces of light emanating from that Sector Beast, extending toward the space. I think the light is devouring the origin. My body was immediately swallowed by a trace of light, even though I burned my godly power to resist it. Firefly True Master was shocked. A Sector Beast. It is here. We must tell all the races from Universe Ocean. I alone might not be able to resist it. Tell all the races in Universe Ocean that a Sector Beast showed up outside the miniature universe of Firefly race. He commanded his followers to tell all the true gods they could. Yes, Ancestor. The Universe Masters all began spreading the news. This time, they needed help. Primal Universe, within the borders of Ganwu Universe, Milky Way Holy Land. The present-day Milky Way Holy Land was known as one of the two major centers of the human race. One center was the Primal Secret Region. The other was Milky Way Holy Land. As the human race was now powerful enough, remote ocean was no longer required to stay within the Primal Secret Region. This was why Luo Fong had first shifted it into a god country, before changing it again from a god country to Milky Way Holy Land. With the endless remote ocean, Milky Way Holy Land had 6 true gods, and over 100 universe masters. It even had universe knights, and countless undying fighters. It was where Luo Fong, the #1 master of Universe Ocean, resided. The entire Milky Way Holy Land had already been expanded, with various clusters of palaces in undulating waves all over. Amongst them, there was a vast piece of the starry land that belonged to Hong, and another vast piece belonged to Fire Dome. These two lands already occupied close to the entire Milky Way. Fire Dome. Luo Fong, garbed in his white robe, and walked along the corridor of the void space. Following close behind him was a youth with long, red hair. He might have seemed like a youth, but he was actually Fire Dome True God, the illustrious super talent whose teacher was Luo Fong, the #1 master of Universe Ocean. Teacher, Fire Dome said, bowing with reverence. Luo Fong spoke as he walked. I imparted to you the inheritance of the pulse of Jia and also the inheritances of various pulses of the world of Jin. You are, unquestionably, extremely gifted. Your secret technique has also attained an extremely high level of achievement. However, your willpower is apparently hindering your path to perfection. Right now, your willpower is only at the true God level. As a true God, this level of willpower is much too weak. You disciple understands. Again, Fire Dome bowed reverentially as he responded. Inwardly, Luo Fong lamented. Both he and Hong were from the pulse of Earth. As great beings from Earth, so long as they were outstanding figures, their willpower should have been more determined and powerful. But this second disciple of his was relatively weaker in this respect. When the next era is here, you will head for the world of Jin. I will make the necessary arrangements. Going there will allow you to hone your willpower. If your willpower can be increased to the void space level, I can start imparting willpower secret techniques to you. Luo Fong gave Fire Dome one brief glance. Immediately, Fire Dome became extremely excited and said, I will definitely do my best and not disappoint you, teacher. He could not forget that back, when he had first become a true god and went to the world of Jin to hone his skills, he had considered himself to be among the top tier of true gods. He was full of confidence. In light of this, facing his teacher, named number 1 master of Universe Ocean, he was eager for a chance to learn through sparring. Luo Fong saw through his thoughts with a mere glance and said, you can try. Put in all you've got. So Fire Dome executed his secret technique of blazing his godly power, and made use of his automaton-type treasure, as he readied himself as thoroughly as he could. Yet all it took was one look from Luo Fong. One single look, and Fire Dome instantly felt as though the time and space around him vanished. What remained were only those incomparably terrorizing eyes that could drown out everything in a fleeting moment. Right away, Fire Dome lost consciousness and crashed to the ground. Every time he recalled his first time facing teacher. Just one look from teacher, and he had been knocked out right away. Fire Dome had always found the willpower secret technique from teacher's set of knowledge overwhelming. Yet, at the same time, he yearned to learn more about it. The numerous disciples under Luo Fong all knew that their teacher had an extremely powerful willpower secret technique, yet up until now, none had been able to inherit it. According to Luo Fong, it is not me refusing to impart the technique to you. It is just that for all of you, your willpower simply does not reach the threshold for cultivating the technique. What a stinging remark. Luo Feng's expression suddenly changed. Teacher. Fire Dome was in doubt as he started to ask a question. Then he too showed a change in expression as he exclaimed in shock, Sector Beast. Sector Beast, Luo Fong said slowly. Finally, it's here. Then Luo Fong looked up. Far in the distance, a figure appeared. It transformed into a streak of flowing light, and sped toward Luo Fong. Very quickly, the figure descended. This black-haired man garbed in a black robe was none other than Hong. You sensed it, too. Luo Fong nodded. Big Brother and Fire Dome, both of you have to come along with me. We will go look for Firefly True Master. Hong walked over, shaking his head while sighing. Previously, I suffered a loss because of this sector beast. Who would have expected another sector beast to appear in such a short time? I'm afraid the reason is because I Devil God, and I went over to their territory. Thus, those sector beasts also thought about the idea of coming out. Only after you have truly fought against one, will you understand how truly terrifying these sector beasts are. Luo Fong. This time, we really need to depend on you. Let's wait and see first. No one knows exactly how strong this sector beast is. Luo Fong instantly waved an hua. A 9-story tower appeared. Let's go. Luo Fong was the first to walk towards the doors of Star Tower, with Hong and Fire Dome closely behind as all three entered. At that moment, another figure was approaching from the distance. It was Mosha Body, and it, too, followed the rest, entering Star Tower. Luo Fong was exercising extremely high vigilance. Even though he had many treasures with him, in terms of defense, Star Tower was still extremely powerful. His remote ocean body and Mosha body had set off at the same time. And even if Mosha body were to lose and perish in the war, remote ocean body could still take over the treasures left behind by Mosha body after it was destroyed. Divine Eye. Amidst the chaotic airflow, Luo Fong and company were on board Star Tower, rushing their way to Firefly True Master. Luo Fong took out a transmission token. What? You are unable to make your way there quickly. Milky Way, these sector beasts have appeared outside Firefly True Master's miniature universe. No one knows exactly how many have come to Universe Ocean. It might be quite a few. If we all set off for Firefly True Master's miniature universe at the same time, what if other sector beasts suddenly appear and charge into my miniature universe? I would not be able to rush back in time. This would spell big trouble. I have already sent 2 of my true gods, who are rushing over now. After all, even if we discover the presence of sector beasts, we need to alert all the groups of powers from Universe Ocean into leaping into action. Luo Fong understood his point of view. It was similar to why he left his golden horned beast body in the primal universe. He could disintegrate another body of himself anytime he wanted and bring it back to its original form, when it was within the endless remote ocean. 9-headed, all right, all right. I am rushing over too, said Luo Fong, transmitting his instructions to another top-tiered great being. Your miniature universe is also near Firefly Master's miniature universe. You make your way over first and keep the situation under control. I will rush over as fast as I can. Of the 8 great overlords of Universe Ocean, Luo Fong served covertly as the leader, and at that very moment, he was speedily trying to establish contact with every single one. This time, out of the 8 great overlords, 3 were rushing over. Other than those 3, there were many other true gods. For instance, from the human race itself, as many as 7 true gods were rushing over. Clearly, this was the first time a sector beast had made an appearance in the Universe Ocean, as the various powerful groups were exercising extreme caution and vigilance. The various true gods were all at different distances from Firefly True Master's miniature universe. Some were near, while others were very far away. Luo Fong, who had set off from the primal universe, would have been considered to be very far away. After all, among the 3 reincarnation eras, numerous true gods' miniature universes from the first reincarnation era were far from the primal universe. They were scattered far, and even within the first reincarnation era, distances between the various miniature universes differed. Some were closer to one another, some were equally distant from one another. Time continued passing by, and around the membrane wall of Firefly True Master's miniature universe, almost half of Firefly True Master's meandering body was out of the membrane wall as it gazed far into the distance. No. Loathsome. Firefly True Master was very anxious. It could clearly feel the origin of its miniature universe being continually eaten away. It was the most fundamental form of encroachment. It was almost impossible to recover. An immeasurably long period would be required just to recover to only a small degree. That was also why the willpower of the primal universe origin was so dreadful. What should I do? What should I do? Firefly True Master was filled with anxiety, but it did not dare leave without even a single automaton-type treasure, especially when Control Dark Master, who was under its command, had been swallowed the moment it encountered that sector beast. This further eroded Firefly True Master's confidence. Ancestor. By his side, there were several other universe masters from his Firefly clan. Ancestor, even if the various parties are rushing over, they are, after all, rushing from all corners of Universe Ocean. They will need time. The number 1 master of our Universe Ocean, Milky Way Horde Leader, will need to travel from the primal universe. Milky Way Horde Leader will not be able to make it in such a short time. The nearer they are to us, the faster they will be able to make it here. However, those nearer to us might not come. Some of the true gods are worried that they, too, might get attacked by the sector beast. These universe masters were all very anxious too. Amidst the void space, sector beast Morosa stood tall. Rays of distorted light penetrated the endless void space to swallow the origin of that faraway miniature universe. How gutless, said Sector Beast Morosa. The origin of his own miniature universe is being swallowed by me. How can that Firefly true master possibly be unaware? In the very beginning, he had sent one universe master over to look into the matter. Yet since then, there hasn't been a single move made. Obviously, it was fearful of me and thus, did not dare to deal with me. Ha ha. It seems I have overestimated Universe Ocean. I'm afraid the various races of Universe Ocean are pretty weak after all. Sector Beast Morosa was exhilarated. It had prepared well for a war, but it had not expected that, even after waiting for quite some time, Firefly True Master would make no move other than to send a Universe Master to probe around. After that, it had made no further moves. Firefly True Master was truly anxious. A piece of news was transmitted over. Firefly, I have arrived. One of the clawed hoofs of Firefly True Master grasped a transmission token, and the moment it received this news, it was instantly delighted. Blood Orchid, you are here. I have been so worried. Some of the other true gods are either scared or worried about their own universes, and simply stayed away from here. There are others who are rushing over from very faraway places. Blood Orchid, my coordinates are. Firefly True Master was extremely agitated. I will be there immediately, came the reply. Firefly True Master was very excited as he looked around. Blood Orchid Ancestor will arrive soon. Blood Orchid Ancestor. With Blood Orchid Ancestor here, things will be much better. Blood Orchid Ancestor and my Firefly clan did share a relationship with one another, and when such something happens, she is the first to come and help. As for the other 3 miniature universes nearest to us, not a single one came. The universe masters all sighed while lamenting how true friends could be identified only at the most crucial moments. A short while later, a black, triangular tower teleported over and appeared in the vicinity. Then it flew over rapidly. Firefly True Master raced to receive it as it came to a halt and a towering figure walked out. She was surrounded by countless crimson flowers, looking very finely adorned. It was her, Blood Orchid Ancestor. Back when the world of Jinn had yet to emerge, 3 true gods had frequently stayed around the black-striped stone pillars. They were Beikai Star Master, Blood Orchid Ancestor, and Rampaging Devil God. When the world of Jinn had emerged, Blood Orchid Ancestor had made her way there, as expected. After spending a period of time honing her skills, she had become more powerful. In terms of power, she was not far below the 8 major overlords. If the 8 major overlords were said to be the top-notch team, she would have been regarded as second only to them. Her greatest advantage was her body. As a plant life form, Blood Orchid Ancestor had a massive body. At the moment, she took the form of a woman surrounded by flowers. However, that was only a transformation that she took on. It was not her original look. Previously, she had spent quite a long time at the black-striped stone pillars, so her willpower was extremely strong, too. Me? Blood Orchid Ancestor looked in the distance at the numerous universe masters of the Firefly clan, then turned toward Firefly True Master with a dubious look. It's just me alone. Firefly True Master wandered over and said a bit awkwardly, the other True Masters were quite far away, so they have yet to arrive. Milky Way Horde Leader, 9-headed Demon Master, and 9 Remoteness True Master are also in the process of rushing here now. 9-headed Devil Master nodded. Relax. Milky Way and 9 Remoteness can't make it in time, but we can't wait any longer. We need to strike now. Theoretically, there's still a long time before this universe era ends, so this sector beast shouldn't be very powerful. If we cooperate, we can deal with it. And even if we can't, we can at least survive that sector beast. Everyone agreed. Yes. 9-headed Devil Master was one of the 8 great overlords. Even Illusion Heart True God and Divine Eye True Master could survive the nest of sector beasts, not to mention 9-headed Devil Master. I'll fight the sector beast first, said 9-headed Devil Master. I'll fight it so that it isn't able to swallow the origin of the miniature universe. In that way, I can stall time. When 9 Remoteness and Milky Way get here, we can kill it with one shot. Yes. Sounds great. We just need to stall time, and when 9 Remoteness True Master and Milky Way Horde Leader get here, we'll definitely win. The assembled True Gods weren't afraid at all now. 9-Headed Devil Master nodded. Okay. Let's act together. However, Firefly True Master, you'll be the vanguard. Vanguard. Firefly True Master, whose face was covered with wrinkles, appeared dazed. This is your miniature universe. Do you expect other great beings to attack first? 9-Headed Devil Master turned around and looked at him. If you don't want to do it, we can just wait here, and let your miniature universe be eaten by that sector beast. We can wait until Milky Way and 9 Remoteness get here. It's safest to make attacks together. Firefly True Master said instantly, I'll be the vanguard. Okay, let's go. 9-Headed Devil Master said directly. Everyone was taking a supreme true treasure palace, and only those from the same race, like the 2 true gods from Divine Eye clan, shared a supreme true treasure palace. As for those who were from different races, they all sat in their own palaces. With 9-Headed Devil Master in the lead, they all teleported together. The sector beast with a golden body and a tail was extending curves from its own body toward space, swallowing the universe origin. Sector Beast Morosa was quite relaxed. Suddenly, Sector Beast Morosa was startled. The area covered by its inherited technique could sense that a team was charging toward him, and the team was composed of 9 great beings. Finally, Sector Beast Morosa's eyes glinted ferociously. I thought they were weak, but it seems they are as powerful as my 2 slaves. Just come. I haven't eaten any lives from Universe Ocean. Suddenly, all the supreme true treasure palaces showed up, and the space condensed. Apparently, the space was sealed. Nobody could teleport to flee. This video will end here.